I write under Melissa Hott, young adult, and I write adult under MJ Hott. And like Annie was asking, I have no problems keeping my two personalities separate. It's good. I'm going to. I'm going to beat Eric with the mic. Just I'm going to be talking about ads, third-party ads, not Facebook, not AMS, just third-party newsletter ads. And I don't. Should we just pass it down and then come back to me, or should I go? No, just go. Just go. So you guys hopefully all have like this cute little handout. I'm a very visual person, and I like sharing and talking when you guys can see what I'm talking about. Everything we're going to say today, we're going to talk about marketing in some way, but I need to back up a step. Before we even talk about marketing, we kind of have to talk about a business plan. I think all of us at some point sit down and think, what am I going to do this year? Not even this year, what am I going to do for the next 18 months, 2 years? Because some of these series take a long time to write. And in order to have a valid marketing plan, you kind of have to have an idea of what you're going to be writing, when you're going to be writing it, so you kind of need to align that marketing with when you're going to release things. So, that being said, that is why we have this handy-dandy handout that has this weird side with a whole bunch of random notes and a note about a sister cruise on it. That's the side we're looking at. Basically, what I do is I take a monthly planner for the whole year. I lay out when I'm going to be writing. I lay out when I'm going to be gone, which is important because you have to count some downtime in. And then I start planning what I'm going to market. And when I start planning what I'm going to market, I start thinking about the third-party newsletter ads first and foremost. That's my hotspot for marketing. I have 2 different names, which means I market 2 different ways. Newsletters work great for certain genres, certain adult versus young adult. So I track everything that I schedule on the kind of like the day side, and then when it runs, I track it in the monthly view so that I can write down how well it did. Don't market anything unless you're willing to start tracking how well it did. You're throwing your money at nothing if you don't follow up how well that marketing effort did. So that's that monthly view. You're going to notice, specifically, if you look at March 3rd, I have my own little system for noticing CE stamp printing in Ember. I marketed in Ember at Brooke Kimball UK, and on that day
Yeah. So I'm Eric Asher. You guys probably know me from from this event actually. I also write books. Hey. I do the Bessic series and the Steamborn series and Mason Dixon Monster Hunter and other stuff I'm forgetting. But I'm going to agree with Terry and Melissa on everything they said. Terry mentioned you'd expect 30%, a third of your income to come from audio. In my case, probably 70% of my income comes from audio at this point. It's massive. And the only different tact I take is if you can do it, save up the money and hire your own narrator, simply because your royalty doesn't get split with somebody else at that point. And what that buys me is the ability to spend more on my marketing than people that did royalty share can, because I can outspend them like easily. So if you're bidding on keywords, you're bidding on advertising placement and all that, you can do better. But anyhow, what I want to talk to you about is probably going to be the most confusing thing you're going to hear today. So I apologize in advance. I'm going to talk to you about pixels. So has anyone in here used Facebook pixels? Oh lordy, okay. All right, so what a pixel does, it's it's a tracking cookie. A tracking cookie basically means when someone hits the pixel, Facebook's going to poke into their private life and keep track of where they go and what paths they take and all that. The cool thing about that is that if your pixel is in that traffic, it puts a little tracking mechanism in there that you can then use in advertisements later on to do what we call retargeting. You'll hear a lot of marketing gurus talk about retarget your audience, retarget your readers, retarget, and it gets really old. But what I'm going to summarize here is how you actually do that. So it's really nice that, say you've got 5,000 people that like your Facebook page. Facebook easily gives you the ability to retarget those people because they're already on your Facebook page and that's like your default audience. But you can do better than that. So you can build a lookalike audience off of people that like your Facebook page. So instead of those 5,000 people, Facebook gives you an audience of 2 million. If it's a US audience, they give you an audience of 2 million that are what they think is the 1% of the country that's most like the people that already like your page. So it takes that 5,000, you now have 2 million people to target. Some of those 2 million are going to be totally wrong, and this is where pixels come in. You run ads to that 2 million, and some of them are going to click, some of them are going to tell you you're an idiot and why are you posting this on their timeline. You're going to get a variety of reactions to your ads. But everyone that clicks hits that pixel. So you run that for 30 days, 60 days, 90 days. You might get some okay sales, it might tank, and you might think, wow, I just wasted money, what was Eric talking about? And the cool thing is, at the end of that time period where you're running to that initial audience, everyone's clicking that link, and embedded in that link is your pixel. So what Facebook allows you to do after you do that initial audience build is you can retarget only the people that clicked on your link. So it refines your audience down to people that you know are literally clicking on ads, buying things from you. That's like the best audience you can find. And this is what we call a traffic-based audience. Traffic-based audiences are going to have normally a slightly higher cost per click, but a massively higher conversion rate. And it'll change your marketing life when you find the right one. You'll also set some money on fire working to find the right one. So don't go into it thinking, I can do this without spending any money, because it will cost you money. So it sounds really complicated. It used to be you had to install all of Facebook's software on your website, and it made a mess. It was a lot of legwork. But the other thing I want to tell you about is this wonderful tool that has made it incredibly simple. It's called Reader Links. If you do nothing else, and if you just completely tune me out the rest of the time, that's fine. But I want you to go www.readerlinks.com. And that is www.readerlinks.com. And they have a tool that kind of does what Book Tracker does. You know, it'll calculate your royalties and all that. But in addition to that, it calculates your read through. So you know if you've got a 7-book series, it tells you this percentage of your readers is reading through to this and this and this. And that gives you an estimate of your total royalty and what one sale is actually worth. What happens with a lot of people when they're marketing, they calculate their budget based only on the initial sale. So if I'm advertising book 1 in my series, I know that my royalty off of that is $3. So I'm like, I could only spend $3 to get this sale and break even. But if I calculate my read-through from the first book to the last book, and I know the percentage, from the first book, 60% of the people go to the second book, 80% of the people go to the third book, 90% from the fourth book, and so on, then I realize I can actually spend $12.25 for a sale and still break even. And there are so many people that don't get this yet. So if you get on board with the read-through calculations and what you can actually spend on marketing, it's pretty interesting. And it gets even more interesting with audiobooks because the royalties are higher. So reader links to determine read-through, determine your cost per clicks and clicks per sale, which gives you what you can actually spend. So, did I mention reader links? All right. So, if you guys want to try it out, I actually have a discount code because I've sent a lot of people that way. I am. So it's Asher-Workshop-2018 because I've been getting this code out for a while. So it's just my last name, which is ASHER, and then a hyphen, and then workshop, and then a hyphen, and 2018, just 2018. And yeah, that's pretty much the main things I want you guys to take away from this. And I will reiterate, in agreement with Terry, like cover art is everything. Like if you can't get someone to click on that picture, you're not even getting them to your description. Which if you need a blurb description, if you heard about Stacy's search,
The blurb doctor.
And you know that's kind of your. Some of us would sort of call it a marketing funnel. Marketing funnel is a little bit of a broader term, but really, you're getting that click based on your cover and your ad copy, and then your book description has to sell them. So be sure you always have your book cover nice, description nice, formatted well, not one giant block of text. That's bad.
Reader links has a formatting tool.
Yes. Good point.
Yeah.
Oh, there.
Is that reader links that has the
Yes, that is exactly right. So yeah, you can actually, they'll give you all of the HTML markup and language that you can use and let you plug it in and give you a preview of exactly what it'll look like on Amazon. So yes.
What was the site again?
Yes. Read your links.
Links!
And now over to
I'll just add on to this too. Reader links gives you an awesome ROI period. You upload what you spend on Facebook every day, what you spend on Amazon every day for ads, and then it gives you your ROI every single day. I mean, and I spend a lot of money on ads. I'm telling you, I spend probably $1,000 every other day on ads, but I get my return. So it helps you manage your business. And if you're not looking at your authorship as a business, you need to rethink everything because it is a business. What I wanted to talk to y'all about is, yeah, I really just kind of wanted to go over that. Now, I can't really actually remember when I took this course, but how many of you advertise on Facebook? How many of you get a good return or don't really know?
Don't know.
I don't know.
How many of you want to advertise on Facebook and get a good return? Okay. How many of you have heard of Mark Dawson? How many of you have taken his course? Okay. If you haven't taken this course, you need to take this course. One of the things about Mark Dawson is not only does he offer an awesome course, but he updates it every 6 months. So y'all know how Facebook changes. their platform and everything in there gets wonky every now and again. He will change this, and anybody that ever enrolls in it gets the updates. That goes with Facebook, it goes with everything in here, and how do I get this to scroll? Back up! I don't have this kind of computer. Oh, here, like this, right here? Oh. I have a trackpad on mine. Okay, so you get the Facebook ads, you get BookBub ads, you get AMS ads, how to write better ads, you get ads design. They also talk about messenger bots, which is really becoming huge on Facebook, and then SPF University. But they also have, the new one has Instagram, I believe, doesn't it?
I was just looking the other day, and I think it does.
Yeah,
I
so
think
this
I
is
saw
the
it.
old one, he's updated it again, I haven't looked at it yet, because I think it just started. But he goes over everything, each course, like each one of these things has, I don't know, 15, 20 videos, and it's displayed very nicely. Everything is explained to the nth degree, and it's yours for life. I mean, it's an excellent, excellent course. I think the enrollment is, Stacy, you just did it at what,
I'm in the
$7.95?
middle of doing it right now.
But it's like, what, $7.95?
Yeah.
But it's an investment for your business that is, I mean, you really can't put a price on it. I would have paid $2,000 for this 3 years ago or 4 years ago had I known what it could have taught me. And
I'm
he talks
only
about
halfway
reader
in
links.
and
I mean, he
seeing
talks.
a return. It's already improved things.
I mean,
Already. Yeah.
it's amazing what you learn on this. Now, he does talk about Facebook ads and using images with your books, which never worked for me. But I'm romance, and it's not, you know, he writes some mystery thrillers, so it's different, but you have to play around. And the return on investment is amazing, and that's what you have to watch all the time, because this is your business. Facebook ads is just really an important part for me. If I didn't have to, and I am a hawk on Facebook ads, I check them twice a day. I just don't let them run. If I see my click-through rate dropping to 10%, I usually copy the ad, duplicate it, and cut the 10% out, because I don't feel like I'm getting my return. And that's what works for me. But everybody's different on how they work. And also, you can get a Facebook rep. All you have to do is go to their help page and go down to the bottom and click. There's a thing on there, like if you want help with your ads. You can get a Facebook rep to come and help you. They'll help you set up your pixel. They'll help you do all this stuff to make, and they don't want you to spend more money. They're not going to tell you how much to spend on an ad. People automatically think they want you to spend, like they're going to tell you, oh, you need to spend $100 on that ad. They don't do that. They don't do that at all. They don't tell you how much to spend. Really though, to get a good return, you really have to start with $5. You can't start with a dollar ad, because you're not going to see something come back. But they're really good. I mean, I have never had a problem. I mean, sometimes they turn down an image for something really stupid, like they try to tell me I'm trying to sell guns and ammunition, which is ridiculous, because I'm selling romance novels, but that don't have anything to do with guns and ammunition. But, you know, they're very helpful. And if I didn't have Facebook ads running, my sales would be in the hole. I also wanted to tack on something. Did anybody have any questions about this before I said move on to something else? Because if you're not doing this, this is really one of the most, this actually turned my backlist into the biggest money-making thing for me. I also wanted to tack on something, what Terry and Eric mentioned about audio. I agree 100%, especially with Eric about producing your own. I have sold, you know, Audible owns, I think, 5 or 6 of my books, and I won't do that ever again, because you're not in control. You don't have any control of the sale price, anything like that. You don't have control of who narrates. Well, Karen does, but she's special. Well, I'm going to try.
I got all mine.
Well, I'm going to try, because I had one of my books has a character named Pearson, Pearson, and they didn't even tell me when they were releasing. They didn't give me the opportunity to listen before they released them. The crazy fool calls him Pearson, like P-E-A-R, Pearson. I mean, it's just, so I know, and so I have now, you know, I'm not dealing with them. I'm going direct, and I use two the same narrators all the time, because they're my favorites. So I would not recommend doing a deal with Audible, because they're just not my, you know. So that's all I have to say. If anybody has any questions
Oh, hello. Sorry. The only thing I was going to say, yeah, I need to stand up because I'm getting sweaty. I have hot flashes. Does anybody get that? Okay, hi. Yeah, it's great. I just hit menopause. TMI. Yeah, it's like, whew, I've blessed turkey dinner. I'm ready now. But anyway, the only thing who all struggles with the budget? Hello, we all do, right? The only thing I'm going to add is everything you guys said was amazing. I took notes, and I've been doing this for 10 years. You guys are phenomenal, so please. Everything they're telling you is spot on. I just want to tell you, if you're fighting a budget, your biggest ally is going to be building a group on Facebook and your beta readers. Man, take advantage of that. Build that as big as you can, because that is your free marketing. The one person is going to tell 30 other people how amazing you are. Okay, that's an asset. Also, invest in you guys mentioned newsletters. They're really important. You can do the cheaper ones, but what you need to do is ad stack. All right, are you guys familiar with ad stacking? You should be at this point. But you need to buy more than just one ad. Okay, you need to get your biggest ad. Say you're going to spend $50 on that big Kindle, ad, okay? You need to get all those little ones lined up with it, okay? So make sure it's hitting, set it up, get your pre-order up so that you can get your link, because you need that to set up, these ads, okay? So then you set your big one up, and you add all these little ones to it. And what that does is it just keeps it selling, and it gets it to more people. Because the key is getting as high as you can on Amazon, because it throws you into an algorithm so that more eyes are on you. And don't get in these little weird categories where you're fighting 5 other people, okay? Get in the bigger ones. I know you want to avoid Harry Potter and stuff, but you don't want to be in emotions, okay? Nobody cares about emotions. Nobody gives a crap about that. So make sure you're in the bigger ones, all right? I know. I'm so emotional right now, but yeah, you don't want to be in that. You don't want to throw your book in heavy metal just because the hot guy in it plays a guitar. Okay, you're not a music documentary. So make sure you stay out of those. Get in the bigger categories so that you can fight with the big dogs, because that's where all the eyes are, and that's where people are actually buying this stuff. I'm not going to talk anymore because I don't want to take up time. Do you guys have questions?
I have a question.
Okay.
You guys were talking about audiobooks and pushing audiobooks.